MS-DOS was first introduced by Microsoft in 1981. It was designed for the IBM PC and compatible systems. It wasn't long before DOS, a disk operating system, became standard on PCs. Soon after its introduction, business software and games were developed for PCs. Indeed, DOS reigned in PCs until Microsoft introduced Windows 95 in August of 1995. During its 14-year reign, a number of DOS games became instant classics, including Command & Conquer, Ultima Underworld and Ultima 6, Blood, SimCity, XCOM UFO Defense, Scorched Earth, Sid Meier's Civilization, and of course, Doom. For me, it was in 1992 when I purchased my first shareware game for $15. For those of you who don't know, shareware games were demo games that allowed you to purchase its full version after you mailed out a check or money order. In return, you receive a diskette in the mail with the full version of the game. Consequently, my first purchased DOS game was a wonderful space shooter by the name of Galactix. And oh, how much I love playing that game, even to this day. Fortunately for us, Batocera allows us to play some of the greatest classic DOS games since DOSBox via Retroarch is built into its operating system. In this tutorial, I will show you how to install and run your favorite DOS games. Let's do it! Greetings everyone, and welcome to Batocera Nation. So as promised, today we're going to look at how to install and run DOS games. So first thing is first, we need to find some DOS games. You may have some in your collection, but in case you have a hard time finding your old classics, go into Internet Archive, and then on the search feature, go ahead and type DOS games, okay? And you're going to have a whole bunch of hits, okay? You may want to look into all those files. I've got two of them here. Got this one from Doc Retro, DOS Game Collections 2015, and he's got a whole bunch of them. It's going to show all. It's got several DVDs here. You can see there, like I said, a bunch of games, all right? You can download also individually if you don't want to download everything, okay? And of course, he also has a torrent file as well, all right? Here's another one, Oldies but Goldies, 1,740 classic DOS and Windows games, okay? Also has a torrent, going to show all, and going to the zip files, all right? And there they are. Okay, again, you can download individual games as you want, all right? All right, go back out of there. All right, so once you've downloaded your games, go ahead and copy that to a portable hard drive, so that in turn we can copy that into the Batocera system. In my example, I have 7 different games, okay? And I have a combination of games which are portable or self-contained and run by themselves without having an installation file. And I also have games which do require an installation, okay? So we're going to combine it all into our tutorial. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and boot up Batocera, and I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, so we're in Batocera right now. Let's go ahead and press F1 on the keyboard. And there's my portable hard drive. I'm going to go into my DOS folder here. Select all. Control C to copy. And we're going to copy all this to the rounds folder into the DOS, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and copy all that, fast forward all this section. All right. Okay, so everything has been copied, you can see here. And now the next step, we need to figure out how to rename these folders. Let's go into Infotext, and it says there that I'll accept .pc or .dos, all right? So let's go ahead and rename all these into .pc, all right? All right. And the last one, Galactic. All right. Let's go ahead and go into close Windows. And press Start on your gamepad. Go into Game Settings. Update Games List. Yes. And now we should have a DOS folder here. And there it is. All right. Okay, so we got these games right here. All right. So let's go ahead and go to the first one. Okay, so the first thing you're going to see this nice, cool looking interface. Okay, this is actually created by Retroarch. Next thing we need to do, we need to try to figure out which one is the installation file that we need to install. Okay, so the most obvious one is this one, install.exe. Right, go ahead and press that, and then you've got this screen. Let it load up. All right, and then you greet it with the installation program. So I'll go ahead and with the mouse, go ahead and select Install Game. Then it's asking you where. Normally try to keep everything in the root directory. It makes things easier. All right, and hit Enter, and then press OK on the mouse, and then it'll begin the installation program. Okay. Now, unfortunately, unlike Windows, this does take quite a while before it installs everything. So you're going to have to be very patient as it installs the DOS games into Batocera. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward all this section right here. Okay, so it's finished installing. Go ahead and press OK. And now it's asking me to select the sound card. On most DOS games, it's always going to be Sound Blaster Pro or the 16-bit one, all right? So on this one, I'm going to go ahead and select the same one. All right, everything's been created. Let's go ahead and exit program. And it's telling me that the game is called 1942, okay? All right. So press any key to continue. And now, that's the game I need right there. Go ahead and select that. Okay, so it works. The sound works. All right, we got it to play. All right, so now we're back over here, okay? If I get out of this altogether by pressing Start and the hotkey, okay, I go back over here and select the game again. It's going to bring me back to this interface, okay? If I wanted to load up the game automatically, then select the game file itself right there. And with the right or left key on the keyboard, press it. Press the right key, actually. And you'll see that. Set auto start. So once I do that, I can hit enter. Okay, now it will load up. Now if I select it again, it's going to load up automatically. Watch. And there it is. All right. So that game is finished. In fact, if you want to, you can go ahead and press F1, escape F1, and go into the ROMs, go into the DOS folder, and here's the game right here. Everything's right here, okay? And you can just go ahead and delete all this stuff. None of this stuff is necessary anymore. I'm going to keep these two just in case, but I can delete everything else. Actually, delete that right there. This you want to keep. This tells Batocera which file to load up automatically. Okay. And you can delete all this other stuff here. We don't need none of this stuff here. And delete. Here's a key. Is also, this is produced by, this what tells you different keys. Okay, so we'll keep that there. All right. Okay. Close Windows. Make sure everything's working fine again. All right. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Alien Breed Tower Assault. Okay, so here is only 2 files. In some games, you will need this file, so do not delete that, all right? So therefore, this means that this doesn't have an installation file. So go ahead and press that. It loads up automatically. Sounds working fine. So the start button on the gamepad usually is enter or return, okay? The back button or the select button usually is the escape button. If you press escape on your keyboard, it's automatically going to get out of the game, all right? Let's go back in there. And let's go ahead and select this one as the main default file to load up automatically. Press the right arrow key on the keyboard. It's been selected. Hit enter. And we're good to go. Okay, let's get out of this. Test it one more time, make sure it loads up properly. Select it. It should load up the game automatically. And there it goes. All right, we're done there. All right, let's go into Alien Rampage. Okay, so this is also an installation file. So let's go ahead and install the game to the root directory right there, to Rampage. Go ahead and hit enter. And once again, this is going to take a while before it installs everything. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward all this. Okay, so we are done here. And we have a readme text file here. You can look at it if you want to. Press enter to continue. Okay, I can see here that there's no sound. So let's go into sound. And let's go ahead and select Sound Blaster. This one was 16. Let's try 16. Okay, that didn't work. Let's go ahead and Sound Blaster. There it goes. So 220 for the port, IRQ7, D. NRA, I think, I don't know, 1. It's always going to be 1, all right? And do we want to accept this? Yes. IRQ7, yes. And port 220, yes. DNA channel, 1. And it worked. Okay, you can press hotkey and the stop button, and it gets out of the game automatically. All right, go back in there. All right, so there's the game. Go ahead and press the right arrow key, set to auto, and right, let's get out of this again. Press it again. All right, loads up automatically. Okay, we're good to go. All right. Let's move on to Batman Forever. Okay, so let's load this up. All right. So there's only 3 files here. Let's go ahead and click on that.
Game activated.
Okay, there's no installation file here. It's a portable game.
Select weapons. Weapons selected.
Stop the riot.
Well, we've come a long way in our fighting games, haven't we? All right. At one point, this was a popular game. All right, so it's working. Sound's working. Everything's working fine. So let's go ahead and get out of this. Let's go ahead and select it again. All right. Let's go here. And let's go ahead and press the right arrow key. Select it again.
Game activated.
All right, one more time to make sure it works. All right, it's working fine.
Game activated.
Okay, so that was easy. All right, let's go to Carmageddon. All right, popular game. All right, you can see here we've got a whole bunch of different files here, right, including AOL. This folder, you can go ahead and delete it later on, okay? We don't want AOL, obviously. Let's see here. Install. Let's try that one. Yes, we want to install it. Let's go ahead, put the root directory. Let's just call it game. Yes. And let's go with maximum. All right. I'm going to let this game install on my hard drive. And I'm going to go ahead and fast forward all this section. All right. It's finished installing. And it's trying to auto detect the sound card. So I'll just go ahead and select auto detect. And detect. And yes. Okay. Found it. Let's go with OK. Let's test it. Make sure it's good. That worked. All right. We're good to go. Yes. All right. It's telling me to type Karma in the game folder. All right. So, where's the game folder? There it is right here. So this is the one we want. All right. Load it up well. Okay, sound's working.
Attention all competitors. This is your 1-minute warning. I repeat, 1 minute to race commencement. Members of the public, you now have 1 minute to reach minimum 6.
All right, let's see. Let's see okay, the right analog stick is working, but not the left one. So let's just see. And the start button is always going to be enter or return, and the back key or the select key will be the escape key. Okay, if you press escape on a keyboard, it's automatically going to get out of the game. Okay. All right. So let's try that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right. So the joystick is not working. Let's go into options. Let's go to joystick. Okay, the joystick is still not working. Okay, so in that case, let's just go. We got the information already we need, all right? So we're using a keyboard. These are the different commands you need to press to get the card to work, okay? So go ahead and copy that information. If the joystick is not working, go ahead and copy information from the keyboard options, okay? And then we can manually enter into Batocera. All right, so let's go ahead and get out of this. All right, go ahead and select the game, and then press back or select. Go into game options. Go into create pad to keyboard configuration. All right, so we want to, let's go here. Up, we want it to be 8. Left, we want it to be 4. I'm sorry, down we want it to be 2. Left we want it to be 4. Right we want it to be 6. Okay, and then these buttons here for A, let's go ahead and choose space for break, and B, let's go ahead and choose repair, which is backspace. X, let's go ahead and choose delete button, which is, where's the delete button? Which is by armor. And Y, let's go ahead and pick tab, which is the map. All right. And again, you can select, you can configure this keyboard with the gamepad any way you want to. Okay, it's up to you how you want to set it up. And this is true for any DOS game, for that matter. Okay, if the gamepad doesn't work, I know a lot of games do work with the gamepad, but if they don't work, use this here to set everything up using the keyboard commands provided in the game menu. All right. So for the time being, let's just go ahead. Let's just save. All right. Select it again, and we might as well go ahead and right arrow key. Select that. We know it's good. Enter.
Attention!
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! Say your prayers. Wrong checkpoint. Sorry.
All right, so it's working. You can see that, okay? All right, so we got that to work. Let's go with Commander Keen 6. I remember when this game first came out. These Commander Keen games, they were so popular. If I can remember my little brother playing with this all the time. Let's go ahead and select this one. All right, so we've got several games here. Let's try that. Okay, it's configured with the Sound Blaster. Let's try. John Carmack, huh? The John Carmack made this game. Okay, sound's working. All right, we're good. Let's get out of this. Let's go back in there. So we know this is the one we want. All right, enter. All right. There we go. One more time, make sure I select it properly. All right, we're good. All right, now we can move on to Galactix. All right, it's going to install Sound Blaster. Let's see if we can. All right, joystick, that's what we want. All right. Press F10 to accept it. Okay. All right. So it's time to go ahead and select this file to run the game. It's working. Okay, so for this I need S. I need to configure the S button. So the only thing we need to do is to select the default game. All right, right arrow key. Okay, let's get out of this. And let's go ahead and go select or the back key. Go into game options. Go into create pad. All right, so for the start, we want to choose S. Otherwise, you can't start the game without a keyboard. All right. There might be some of the buttons we might have to configure later on, but for the time being, this should do it. Worked. All right, so it worked. One other thing I want to show you, let's say you don't want to use those bezels, okay, on a particular game within the DOS. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to select or the backspace, the back button on the gamepad, go into game options, go into advanced game options, and then game, let's see, let's get rid of the decorations first. That controls the bezels, so we'll put none. And then we go into ratio. Let's say we want to have full screen, 16 by 9. Video mode, smooth gains, yeah, you can put it on. Shader set, okay, he's got several here. I like to put enhanced. All right, let's go into, you can also here choose the controller type, right? You can choose any of these right here as well, all right? Okay, let's just go ahead and try it out. So that's how you do it. Of course, you can also go back to backspace or select button. You can also go advanced system options. If you want all the games not to have any bezels, well, that's how you do it. Go here and select none. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, so that is a wrap up. I hope you found this video tutorial useful. If you did, please go ahead and like it. That will help me out with YouTube algorithms. If this is your first time watching Batocera Nation, then please consider subscribing. I've got more video tutorials coming up real soon. In fact, my next video is going to be a product review of a new ASRock NUC computer. It's absolutely wonderful for emulation. You don't want to miss it. So thank you again for watching, and I'll see you next time on Batocera Nation. Bye.